Hi guys, welcome to this lesson. So in this lesson we're going to be looking at equations involving surd. How can you solve equations involving surd? So we're going to be solving some equations. So I'm going to solve three equations for you and then you solve one yourself, okay? So equations that have surds are just like equations must contain a letter and then it must have for it to be a solid equation it must have a root form. Okay, for example, so let's see this example. Sorry, let me change the background of my board. I'll change my pen to white. So for example, if we have something like this, 2x minus 3 root 3 equals to 1 minus x root 2 or x root 3. So this kind of equation is said to be an equation involving surd, because if you look at this equation you can see that we have a square root. We have square root format there. We have square root. Let's call this example 1. So we have a square root there, and we have the normal expression. So if you want to solve this kind of equation, you have to use the normal process. Follow the normal process by collecting like terms. So if you collect like terms, you can now solve for x. So if it involves rationalizing denominator, you rationalize the denominator and then simplify as much as possible. But just make sure that if it involves fraction, there is no surd at the denominator. Okay. So here we're going to follow the normal method. We're going to collect like terms. Collect like terms. Okay. So if you collect like terms, we have 2x plus x root 3 equals to 1 plus 3 root 3. That's the first step. Collect like terms. And then you can now factor out x in this one. So 2 plus root 3 equals to 1 plus 3 root 3. So that's the first step. If it involves bringing all the like terms together, you bring all the like terms together and then you factor the letter that is there. You factor out the unknown. Usually sometimes it will be one unknown. If it is two, that will lead to simultaneous equation which you can easily solve. So here we're going to divide to make x the subject of the formula. We're going to divide both sides by what? By 2 plus root 3. Okay, so if we divide both sides by 2 plus root 3, we're going to have x equals to 1 plus 3 root 3 all over 2 plus root 3. Okay, and then we can now start rationalizing the denominator. So we have to rationalize the denominator, multiply the numerator and denominator by the conjugate. So that will be 2 minus root 3 all over 2 minus root 3. Okay, and that is what we're going to have. So if we simplify that, we'll have, if we expand this one, let's write it out. 1 plus 3 root 3 into 2 minus root 3 all over 2 plus root 3 into 2 minus root 3. So we can now expand the numerator and denominator accordingly using our method. So 1 times 2, that will be 2. 1 times minus root 3, that will be minus root 3. With 3 root 3 times 2, that will be 3 times 2, which is 6. And 3 root 3 times minus that, that will be uh, minus 3 times 3, because root 3 times root 3 will give us 1. So that's just minus. Okay, so that should be minus. So plus times minus is minus, and we have 3 times 3 all over 2 times 2, which is 4, with 3 times 3, that is 3. So that is what we're going to have. And then if we simplify for the numerator, collect like terms there. So collecting like terms, we have 2 minus 9 minus root 3 plus 6 root 3 all over 4 minus 3, which is 1. So that will be 2 minus 9, which is minus 7, minus root 3 plus 6 root 3, that's 6 minus 1, which is minus 5 root 3. Okay, so minus 5 root 3. Oh, so plus 5. 6 minus 1, that's plus 5. So therefore, x equals to minus 7 plus 5 root 3, and that is the final answer. So this is how you solve surd equation. Remember, we have many type of surd equation. This is what just one type. Still have another type which involves a kind of complex case that you can do. So let's look at another example. Number 2. Example 2. Solve the equation. Find x. Solve the equation for x. Okay, sorry. Or take the square root of 5 x equals to square root of 2x plus root 7. So this is not what I want to solve. And sorry, let's just write it down. We're going to use this one as your classwork, okay? So that's number 3. Root x equals to 2x minus 6. So solve this equation for x. So this is going to be a little bit tedious because we have the x under the square root. So what we're going to do is to remove the surd. So to remove the surd, to eliminate the surd, we have to square both sides, okay? So you square both sides. You square both sides, we have square root of x squared equals to 2x minus 6 squared, okay? And then we have the answer. So x squared, square root of x squared will give us x. 2x minus 6 squared, if we applied our method, 2x squared minus 2 bracket 2x times 6 plus 6 squared, okay? And then if we simplify this, we have 4x squared minus 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 2 is 36, 24. 24x plus 36. So if we collect like terms, we have 4x squared minus 24x minus x plus 36 equals to 0. So minus 24 minus 1, so that will be 4x squared minus 25x plus 36 equals to 0. So we can solve this equation by factorization method. This is a quadratic equation. So solve by factorization method. Solve by factoring. So solving this equation by factoring, we have what's the number? Can we multiply 4 and 36? We have so multiply 4 and 36. We have plus 144 x squared. Two number we can multiply together is a 9x or minus 9x minus 16x. So if we replace those terms with those terms, we have 4x squared minus 9x minus 16x plus 36 equals to 0. And then factorize by grouping, we have x bracket 4x minus 9, okay, minus 4 bracket 4x minus 9 equals to 0, and then that will give us x minus 4 bracket 4x minus 9 equals to 0. So this equation will give us x equals to 4 or x equals to 9 over 4. Okay, so if we check, it is very important that you check because not all the solution will satisfy the condition. So let's check. So for when x equals to 9 over 4, if we substitute that here, we have square root of 9 over 4, which is 3 over 2, and then that is for the LHS, okay? So for the RHS, we have 2 brackets 9 over 4 minus 6. So 2 here, 2 here, 2. So that is equals to 9 over 2 minus 6. Okay. 9 over 2 minus 6, that will be 9 minus 12 all over 2. And 9 minus 12 over 2. So that will be minus 3 over 2, which is RHS. So this is not correct because LHS equals to 3 over 2, which is not equals to RHS, which is equals to minus 3 over 2. So you can see that condition does not satisfy that. So we need to check for x equals to 4. So when x equals to 4, square root of 4, we have the LHS, square root of 4, which is 2. We have the RHS, RHS has no square root, so that is 2 bracket 4 minus 6, which is 8 minus 6, which is equals to 2. So here, I see that LHS equals to 2, which is RHS. So therefore, we conclude that x equals to 4. So the only solution for x is 4. This is why you need to check, because in objective question you can be given a term like this, and if you don't check, you'll be thinking that both answers are correct. Meanwhile, only one solution is correct. So let's see another example while you go back to solve the classwork. Okay, example 3. Example 3. Solve this equation. Square root of 3x plus 4 equals to minus square root of 2x plus 1 equals to 1. So when you're solving this kind of equation, you have to eliminate the square root first. And to eliminate the square root, you need to make it simpler. So we are going to simplify. It is when you want to square both sides, it is better that you have one surd on both sides. So not two surd on one side. It will be complex for you to expand. So we take one of the surd to the other side. So that will be 3x plus 4 equals to 1 plus square root of 2x plus 1. Okay, and then we can now square both sides. So if you square both sides now, you'll be able to expand. So squaring both sides, square and square root cancels each other. Here we have 3x plus 4. And then here, if you simplify, we have 1 plus 2 root 2x plus 1, okay, plus 2x plus 1. And then if we collect like terms, we have 2x plus 2 plus 2 square root of 2x plus 1. Okay, so 3x plus 4. So we can collect like terms further. 3x plus 4, move 2x plus 2 over to this side, that'll be minus equals to 2 brackets 2x plus 1. Okay, so 3x minus 2x, that will give us x. 4 minus 2, that will give us 2, equals to 2 brackets 2x plus 1. So we still need to square both sides, okay, because we are not done. You continue squaring until there are no square roots again. Okay, so square both sides again. So if you square both sides and expand, on the left we have x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals to, 2 squared is 4, bracket 2x square and square root cancel each other here, then you have square here, 2x plus 1. And then if we open the bracket, then we have 8x plus 4. Okay, so x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals to that. Okay, and then we can move all the terms to the other side to equal to 0. So we have plus 4 minus 8x minus 4 equals to 0. So collecting like terms further, so that will be x squared plus 4x minus 8x, x squared plus 4x minus 8x, okay, plus 4 minus 4 equals to 0. Okay, so we have x squared plus minus 4x. So this is minus 4x. 4 minus 4 will be 0, equals to 0. So we have x bracket x minus 4 equals to 0, if x equals to 0 or x equals to 4. Okay, so these are the solutions. So we have two solutions here. x equals to 0 or x equals to 4 are the solutions. So this is what we have. This is how you can solve all this kind of equations. So these are the kind of equations we have for solve. The other one is we have is the one that involves simultaneous equation. We've been solving that kind of simultaneous equation. So take this classwork and let's see what you have.